Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. Part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Fish fans? Yes, they did it again. Oops, they did it again. They won in the 10th. The Marlins, their name. Am I really singing Britney Spears? I need to be examined. You know, true story. I was in Mint back in about 2003, and this big dude comes running in the bathroom and into the stall, checks it out real quick, throws the door open, shoves me out of the way. All of a sudden, someone's coming out. Who is this? Britney Spears comes flying in with like all these bodyguards, and they rushed her into the stall in the men's bathroom at Mint. And right outside the door was Tommy Lee playing air drums. I swear to God. Only in South Beach in the early 2000s. But how about this? Only in Miami in 2024. What have the Miami Marlins done better than anybody in Major League Baseball this year? I'm waiting. You don't have to phrase it in the form of a question. Or you can. What is? Win more walk-off games than anybody. That's right, 10 of them. 10 of their wins. It feels like they've only had 10 wins. How many wins do they have? 50. They're at 52 wins. Wow. Well, 10 of those wins, 10 of them have been walk-offs. And I love the new rules. I love the ghost runner, the imaginary runner, whatever you want to call it, the automatic runner. I love it. You know, like everybody should start with a 1-1 count. I'm kind of digging this right now. I like the rules changes in baseball. I like what they've done. The playoffs are going to be amazing this year. With these rule changes, it's affected the performance on the field. Pitchers used to take forever. Hitters, the game gets moved along. And when the game moves along, what happens? When the game is played at a normal pace with the best athletes in the world, football, basketball, baseball, any game, what happens? You get the truest form of athletic competition without people going, oh, we got to do all this other stuff and step off the mound for 45 minutes and throw the rosin bag up and down. I mean, come on, bro. All those unwritten rules, they went out the door with steroids and greenies. Greenies were a much worse problem than steroids in baseball. But I want to say this, man. These rules are dope, and it's going to make for an awesome playoff. And the Marlins have capitalized, all right? Bottom of the 10th inning. And you know what? Look, the Nats had the same situation. Their parents didn't go away on a week's vacation. They wish they would have. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's getting a brand new Porsche. But the Marlins had the lead by 2 in this game in the 8th inning. The Nats score 3 in the top of the 8th. You've seen this movie before. You've read the script. You know how it ends. Academy Awards for everyone, except not this time. You're watching Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease at Jim Grease _. Yeah, baby. We got the Dolphins opening up this weekend. They play again on Thursday. Jaguars, Bills back-to-back. Got the Canes over here. Woo, whoosh. And that will be Saturday against FAMU at 3. So we got Canes over here. We got Dolphins up in here. And we got more Dolphins coming your way, as well as Marlins every day on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. On that note, want to thank you for making Locked On Marlins POSTCAST your first watch and listen every day. You everydayers get me excited because I know how much you love this team. And watch when I say they could be a playoff team next year. Just remember that I said that. Thank you for making Locked On Marlins your first watch, first listen every day. We're free, available wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music, iHeart, for example, just to name the 3 biggest ones in the world. I don't know. Also on YouTube. Make it for a clean sweep, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. And tonight's episode of your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST is brought to you by, are you ready? I'm going to give you a hint. Still don't know yet, do you? Yeah, you do. What time is it? A qué hora? It is game time. Tonight's episode brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase on Game Time. And what an app it is. Look at your seats before you buy them, right? Are you kidding me? It's an embarrassment of riches. I love that phrase. An embarrassment of riches. And what a win again by the Marlins. Like, you want the Marlins to have more success? Go to extra innings, man. They lead the NL in extra inning wins. And they did it to themselves again tonight. They were up, and they gave up 3 runs in the top of the 8th inning. They are really good at shooting themselves in the foot. My pinky toe. Remember Harlem Nights? My pinky toe. Except she didn't shoot herself. Quick, Eddie Murphy's character shot her. But, man, they are good at that. But what a nice job tonight. And the Marlins had taken the lead earlier in this game. Let's run through real quick what happened here. First things first, Grease, let you know the deal. Yankees losing to the Rangers again. Yikes. Mets beating up on the Red Sox again. Yeah. We'll give you the scores a little bit later, but it was 1 in the 6th and 1 in the 7th for the Marlins, 3 in the 8th for the Nats. Jake Berger made sure it was not going to be 0-9. We'll get to that in a minute, with a run-scoring hit in the bottom of the 8th inning. And then it goes zip, 9th. No run for the Nats in the 10th. And then the Fish walk it off. Now Eastside walk it off. Now Eastside walk it off. All right. You know what I'm saying? So Xavier Edwards does the damage with the big hit in the bottom of the 10th inning, driving in Griffin Conine, who was the automatic runner, scored 2 runs today, Griffin did. And he's been a pretty good find. Sanchez with a big pinch hit tonight. That was important in this game. Man, and the game-winning hit from Xavier Edwards. 2 hits, couple days off after coming off the injured list. Dude hitting 341 right now. 341 on the year. He's got over the 200 at-bats. He's got a good slugging percentage. This dude's had a really good year. And then Connor Norby in the 2-hole. He struck out 3 times, and Edwards struck out twice. But, I'm a hip-hop kid. You know what I'm saying? Break dance in the Olympics. That's what's up. But, look. Mackenzie Gore was lights out tonight. And so was Valente Belloso. We could do 3 shows tonight because this was 3 different games. The first 6 innings, nobody was doing anything. All you could hear the whole night was, hey, popcorn, hey, hot dogs, hey, soda. I mean, it's a stadium that should have 100,000 people in it. I'm being facetious and I'm exaggerating. We are kind of prone to do this in the media. It's kind of what we do. Anyway, what I'm saying is, they're supposed to have 70,000 people in there. They have like 70. And you can hear everyone going, hey, hot dogs, hey. But then the rest of the game, after that, it got going. But these 2 pitchers were dope tonight. And I thought that was going to be funnier and go over better than it did. And it just didn't really hit. Like a stand-up comedian, the joke bombs, that one didn't go over so well. But how about Mackenzie Gore? He went over well tonight. 6 innings pitched, just 1 hit, 1 run, an earned run, a walk, and 9 strikeouts. He had 93 pitches. They took him out of the game. Are you kidding me? You don't deserve to win this game. You don't. The guy's dealing 6 innings. What is his arm going to fall off? I'm tired of the participation trophy kids growing up and pitching no more than 4 or 5 innings. And if they go 6, you'd think it's like Nolan Ryan throwing 273 pitches. Well, you know what? I'm going to look this up right now because I exaggerate everything. Nolan Ryan, highest pitch count. When men were men and Gen Z wasn't born yet. Okay. 235 pitches for Nolan Ryan. 19 strikeouts in 13 innings in a 4-3, 15-inning victory at the Big A. 235 pitches. Now that, I believe, is the highest number of pitches ever in a Major League Baseball game. But these guys can't throw 90? What are you taking him out for? Barnes comes in, gives up an earned run. Farrah right after that. The dude's throwing a perfect game in the 5th inning. A perfect game in the 5th inning. He gives up 1 hit and 1 run, and you take him out? You don't deserve to win. You do not deserve to win. You just don't. You don't. And I see so much of this in Major League Baseball. Managers overmanaging. Overmanage. Come on, bro. It's easy to see the guys dealing. Easy to see the guys dealing, you know? And, I mean, look, I could be an idiot. You know what I mean? But I don't think so. Not in this case, because he goes 6 innings, and he was great tonight. And I'm going to give you the play-by-play, I believe, on the other side. We're about a minute shy of break. I've been late on my breaks lately. This is me with my self-corrective behaviors that I need to do because we got football, Locked On, podcast network is exploding, growing to the stratosphere. I'm in on the ground floor. I love being here with Alex, with Kyle, Locked On Canes, Locked On Dolphins, and myself in the postcast. Rocking here, the triangle, right? You know what I'm saying? So got to get on point with those breaks, as I just wasted 40 seconds to tell you that. Anyway, Gore with an incredible performance tonight. The 9 strikeouts, we'll get to that on the other side. Valente Belloso pitched into the 7th inning, didn't record an out in the 7th, but 3 hits, 2 walks, only 1 strikeout, but no runs, no earned runs. His best start of the season, and he's had some good ones. Tinoco, another real good inning tonight. Then Bauman had the wheels fall off a little bit. Mike is not the best start for Bauman. And then Fauché and Cronin and McMillan All those guys were great. The Nats bullpen got lit up. The Marlins were good tonight. You know what I mean? Jake Berger with the clutch hit in the 8th inning to tie it up, and then eventually what would lead to extra innings. But, Wood with the 2 doubles had the RBI, and that was big for the Nats, the one off of Fauché in the 8th inning. And, it was a great night for the Marlins pitchers until that. The Nats only had 5 hits. They didn't have many last night either. So the Marlins finally get off the schneid and beat the Washington Nationals. You're watching your Locked On Marlins postcast, 1-8 this season. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. 8 was enough, right? 8 was enough. Never mind that. 8 was enough also means that 8th inning was trash for the Marlins. And the Nationals did really well offensively in that inning. So they beat them 4-3. They walk it off, 10th of the season. Xavier Edwards, man, hitting over 340. What a bright spot for this team this season. You traded Luis Ariz. Tim Anderson did not work out at all. I would love to have seen Xavier Edwards in the number 2 hole with Luis Ariz leadoff, or vice versa. I would love, and I know Tim Anderson, a former batting champion, didn't work out. Maybe it could have, but it didn't. And that happens. You take a risk. A guy's fading. You can recapture some magic. No, he can't. DFA. Try again. Cool. But to have Ariz here still, they hit the panic button on that trade. Bell, yes. Chisholm, yes. DLC, sure. Not Luis Ariz. You don't trade the best hitter in baseball. You just don't do it. You do not trade the best hitter in baseball, and you don't trade the best closer. And they did both in the same year, if you think about that. They traded the best hitter and the best closer in baseball in the same year. And yes, I'm saying Tanner Scott's the best closer in baseball right now in the playoffs this year, locking it down for San Diego. And I know he's not even their closer. I would say that I would want Tanner Scott on the mound above anybody in that situation this year. I would. And they've traded the best hitter in baseball and the best closer in baseball 2 years in a row. And here I am. This is why I'm always late to breaks. Do you feel my pain? Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, because I start to throw to break, and then I get to one more point, and I go on, and it's ridiculous. So here we are, going to break, coming back on the other side, picking up with some more of this mumbo-jumbo. 4-3 Marlins, their 10th walk-off win. X marks the spot. Xavier Edwards, been a good year for him. 8 was enough. 8 losses to the Nats. The 8th inning, get it out of there. But Berger finished it in style. Late night burger bar, hold the fixins. We don't need anything else. We just need a nice little medium burger, nice and juicy. Get up there and boom. Jake Berger did it again tonight. Really happy with that. So he's a good dude. He's always the first guy, pouring water on a guy getting interviewed, and always a great teammate. And both starters were phenomenal tonight. What can I say about Gore and Beozo? No violence, just Gore. Frank Gore, so I think about when I think of Gore and no violence, just Gore. That was Frank Gore's touchdown call from Frank Fort while he was at the University of Miami. We all come around full circle. Nice to see Craig Minervini still working these games too, by the way. I've known Craig forever. It's awesome seeing these guys still doing so well in South Florida. And the Marlins might follow suit. They made the playoffs last year. You're watching Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. I did the impossible. It was a 2.5-minute toss to break. I'll be right back. Not until after I tell you about eBay Motors. And I'm sorry, guys, that I'm so late on this break, but I want to tell you that there are 3 things that go into the formula for winning championships. The Marlins in 97 and 03. You have to have passion. You have to have drive. And you have to have patience. Well, as luck would have it, the formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. And that is because eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle, level it up to peak performance: superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. It's South Florida, man. What are you if your car's not hooked up? It's all about the whip, baby. Whether you're into speed, power, style, eBay Motors has you covered. You should have an account with over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die. You'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, get this: your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time, or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. Don't they always? eBay Guaranteed Fit, only available to U.S. customers. That's right. eBay Motors is no joke. Legit. There you go. We have some great sponsors for you here on the show. You know what I mean? I talked about the starters already, and Gore and Beozo were fantastic. The bullpens, Bowman's been good for Miami. He just wasn't good tonight. He had a couple of walks in an inning. He gave up a hit. Just not a good look for him. And Fauché came into a tough situation, but he did give up a big hit and a walk. So he's not infallible either. Cronin was very good in this game tonight. And McMillan came in with the guy on second and did the job. Got a big play on a strikeout, a big out. And John McMillan gets his first MLB win. So congrats to Johnny for that. See, you make the U and then you make the W. It's like that. Johnny McMillan with a good job there, a couple of strikeouts, and they've been finding some really good relief pitchers through these trades and whatever it is they've done. They found some really good relief pitchers. They've claimed a couple guys off waivers. Oler's pitching tomorrow. His last outing was really good. The Marlins have been good against the Phillies this year. They're coming in for a 4-game series at a time where they continue to need wins, even though lately they've kind of separated themselves from the Braves a little bit, as have the Dodgers from the D-backs and the Padres in the National League West. But with the Phillies coming in, we'll hit the Marlins record against the Phillies this year. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the matchups in this series, the lines and things like that. But the way Beozo and Gore were pitching, in the old days, these guys would have gone 7 innings or more, and you'd have seen 2 or 3 pitchers in the game. And, maybe you'd have like the lefty and righty, lefty, righty. So you'd always get, like, even if a closer goes 6 2/3, 7 innings, what have you, you'd have the specialists coming in. And the last few innings of a game, you'd be like, wow, this game's going to end early. It's already in the 7th. And then the last 3 innings take longer than the entire game did up to that point. That's what used to happen. Well, now with the pitching limitations and the clocks and everything else, these games are not going as long, but you're still seeing the same number of pitchers used because the starters are not going deep into games. Gore and Beozo both went 6 innings tonight. When does that ever happen? Now, in Major League Baseball, when do you have a game where 2 starters go 6 full innings apiece? And they each, 1 run allowed by Gore and no runs by Beozo. And they went 6. It can be done. It can be done. And why isn't it? I mean, really, why not? I'd love to be that team. I'm not going to go Dabo Swinney on you, the Clemson coach who doesn't want to change with the times. He's going to be blockbuster video. But you know what I'm saying? Dog, it's 2024. It's 8-1 now, the season series with the Nats and the Marlins. But just taking a look at this game and the way that they score, because the first 5 innings, it was just pitcher's duel, man. Nobody's really doing anything. And Beozo, the 4-seamer's only 88, bro. His 4-seamer's 88. His cutter's 82. His sweeper's 78. I mean, he's like the prototypical junk pitcher up there. And I love it. I love everything he's throwing at him for the record. And, he walked the first hitter he faced tonight. Not the best start for Beozo, but then got him out 1-2-3. Marlins bottom first, 1-2-3. Boom. Top second, another walk to start the inning, a fly out, and then a pickoff. Beozo helping himself there. Marlins bottom second, 1-2-3. Top third, a leadoff single for the Nats, and then 3 outs in a row. So 2 walks and a leadoff single. The first 3 innings for Beozo, the leadoff guy was on. He pitched out of it every time, man. The kid's got chops. He's got guts. You need that in a starter. When adversity hits, what are you going to do? Hold my beer is what I'm going to do. And good job there. Marlins in the third, Gore just dealing, man. Pache strikes out, looking, just some beautiful pitching there by Mackenzie Gore. And then in the 4th inning, finally, the leadoff guy didn't get on, but a 2-out double by Garcia. Again, with a runner in scoring position there with 2 outs. Beozo, 4 innings in a row, working out of trouble, self-inflicted. Marlins in the 4th, 2 strikeouts in a row. Edwards, Norby, and then Berger grounds to short. 5th inning, Beozo has his first 1-2-3 inning of the game. Nice job there. And in the 6th, did the same. 1-2-3 innings in the 5th and the 6th. Why didn't he come out for this? He did. Hold on. He did come out for the 7th. I misspoke. Again, top of the 6th, Beozo 1-2-3. Bottom of the 6th for the Marlins. Here's where they got a little bit to Mackenzie Gore. All right. Pache strikes out. Conine walks. It's always the walk. It's always the walk. It happens all the damn time. It's the walk, right? There it is. Conine walks, and then here comes Fortes, number 9 hitter. So many big hits this year. Bang, double to left. Conine scores, and then 2 strikeouts in a row for Gore. And then in the top 7th, Beozo gives up a leadoff double to Wood. He's out. Okay, cool. You get 1 hitter. If 1 guy reaches base, you're out. You're out. You get one out. One guy who reaches, not one out. You get one guy on base and you're out. It's a hit, it's a walk, whatever it is, you're done. That's the understanding going out. I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure that that's what happened here in this scenario. And, that's what happened. So it's for Beozo, it was unfortunate, but for the Marlins, it worked out because Tinoco's been so good, bro. Tinoco comes in and he's just been lights out. Bang, bang, bang. Ground out, 2 strikeouts, swinging, both of them. Gallo and Abrams, ho-hum. Tinoco's great. Tinoco is great. Can't wait to see what he does next year. Bottom 7, Marlins come up, bang, make it 2-0. So you take out Beozo, Tinoco does the job, you come back, and you get a run. Lopez doubles to center. That's Otto Lopez. Jonah Bride scores from first. Great job by the base coaches tonight for the Marlins. And I wish I had his name top of head so I could say the third base coach sent Conine, and it could have been devastating. Sent Conine, had the foresight to send Conine on a tough angle and a tough relay, and then also sending Bride scoring from first on Lopez's double in the 7th inning. And then at the top of the 8th, the wheels sort of came off. Bowman comes in for Miami, walks the first guy, Ruiz, who's been red hot. You'd rather put him on than have him break the way he has been. Young singles, Ruiz goes to second, Cruz walks, bases loaded. What happens? Fauché comes in, he walks Tenna with the bases jacked. First run in, 2-1. No outs, bases loaded still. You're like, crap, man. Here we go again on our own. Going down the only road we've ever known. Losing, right, this year. Anyway, so then Chaparro grounds into the fielder's choice and scores Young. Cruz out at third. So that was pretty big right there to cut that runner down and make it first and second. So then Garcia strikes out looking, and then Gallo grounds out to first. Fauché pitches beautifully out of the jam. But it's 3-2 Washington. 3-2 at that point. And you're going, man, they just blew this game. They had this game. They blew this game. These are our Marlins. We love them, but we want to hold that baby. But then we want to throw it on the ground because they aggravate us day in and day out. You everydayers know this. I don't even have to tell you. All right. Conine strikes out swinging. Fortes flies to right. 2 outs. Here comes Xavier Edwards. Bang! Single to right field. We'll say his name again. Say my name. Say my name. We'll say his name again. Un momento, por favor. Norby singles to center. Edwards goes to second. First and second. 2 outs. And Finnegan comes in for the Nats. And who greets him? Jake Berger. RBI single to left. Edwards scores. Norby goes to second. Bride strikes out swinging. It's 3-3 tie game. Top 9. Cronin pitching for Miami. Abrams. Fly out. Ruiz. Ground out. Young, strikeout, gone. Bottom 9, set up for the win. No runner yet. Remember, it's still regulation. Finnegan comes in. Stowers. Lopez grounds out. Sanchez hits for Pache. Infield single to third, but then Conine flies out to left field. You go to the 10th. The Nats have a runner, and Cruz strikes out looking. Tenna grounds out to second. Young goes to third. Baker. Remember Darren Baker, little kid who JT Snow saved his life in the World Series, Giants, Angels. He picked him up when the run was coming around third, going to slide right into him, picked up that little kid, Dusty Baker's kid. That kid plays for the Nats now. He struck out tonight. And then the bottom of the 10th inning comes. When it gets to the bottom of the 10th, nobody is better than your Miami Marlins. How do I know this? Because they have the most walk-off wins, now Eastside walking it out, of anybody in Major League Baseball. And against Law, Fortes grounds out to second. Textbook. He tried to bunt, couldn't do it. That's how you do it, though. That's the first thing we would do in BP every day in baseball from the time I ever played. Bunt, bunt, bunt. Hit the other way, hit the other way. That's what Fortes did, man. Beautiful team baseball. Gabby Sanchez said it on the telecast. And then Edwards singles the center. Here comes that man. X marks the spot. Or is it X spots the mark? Come on, you got to give the shout to Exhibit there. Pimp my ride, pimp my game, pimp everyone. Send them home happy with a 4-3 win, just the way Exhibit would. X spots the spot, X spots the mark. Edwards with the single, Conine scores, and the game is over. And the Marlins have their 10th win of the season on a walk-off, and they snap the 0-8 record against the Nats this year. Much better record against the Phillies, who are coming in next. We preview that series, tell you what's going to go down or what we think will go down as we continue with your Locked On Marlins postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And I am very pumped right now to thank you for making Locked On Marlins postcast your first watch, first listen every day. We're free, available wherever you get your podcasts, of course. And we're on YouTube as well, Locked On Sports Miami. But we also, for a second show that you can check out with us every day, up that investment from a half hour to an hour and get on the Locked On MLB podcast. It's worth it. Because, girl, you're worth it. You always. All right. Host Paul Sullivan, a.k.a. Sully. He's here daily, every single day, to provide national expertise with his trademark humor. To help you get ready for the MLB playoffs here in the dog days of summer. Prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully. Have you ever met a guy with Sully you don't want to have a beer with and talk sports? No. Sully's got it covered every single day on Locked On MLB. I mean, literally, have you ever met a guy named Sully who you didn't want to have a beer and talk sports with? Ever. I haven't. I'm just realizing it now. It's an epiphany on your Locked On Marlins postcast. We are available, myself and Sully, Locked On Marlins postcast, Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And I am here to tell you right now, you are never going to find a better place to make life more fun day in and day out as a sports fan, day in and day out, than Prize Picks. Why am I telling you this? Because it's America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. And when is a fantasy not fun? I just asked you if you've ever not wanted to drink beers and talk sports with a guy named Sully. When has a fantasy ever not been fun? Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million users. Let's double it. Let's triple it. Let's quadruple it. Let's do it. Let's blow the app. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Unlike other apps, who needs them anyway? On Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. All you do is pick more. You don't have to face me. Lucky, actually, that you don't. But all you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings fly in. They don't even roll in. Rollings for people who don't get there fast. They fly in. And there are so many things going on. We got football coming up. We got the Dolphins starting this week. And you're getting a freebie. You're getting a freebie from Prize Picks every single week from now on until the end of September. That's right, because Caleb Williams, the rookie quarterback for the Chicago Bears, the savior, the Euro coming in, we'll see. 1 passing yard gets you 1 win on Prize Picks every week in September from him. So that's a free win every week. 2 to 6 is all you need. You got 1 there for free. I mean, I got a University of Miami. I got 2 degrees from the University of Miami. I was not a math major, but I can figure that out. That is 4 weeks of free W's. Imagine if the Bears could get those. They can't. You can with Prize Picks, right? Don't miss this deal. You can now win 100x your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can get in on the action in California, Texas, Georgia, and more. And look, Joe Budden's on there, Drewski, Sugar Sean, O'Malley, the UFC star. Real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy. That is Prize Picks. They puts their members first. So all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. You get your money. When your picks hit, you can get your money in as quick as 15 minutes with Prize Picks. They also invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You double your money, even if one of your picks does not hit. I love Prize Picks. It's one of the best ways to amplify your sporting experience. That's right. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB. Get $50 instantly when you play 5. How in the world are they doing that? I don't know. That's not my business. I just tell you. Just be happy that you got the message, right? It's code LOCKEDONMLB on Prize Picks. $50 instantly is what you're going to get when you play 5. 10x, baby. Grant Cardone. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Oh, yeah, girl, run your game. Haley Jade, I love that name. All right, here we go. And we go to, oh, no. You knew it was coming. You had to have known this was coming. We're at that point in the show. What time is it? What time, a que hora, is it? It's game time. That is absolutely right. I love going to live events. I'm a live event guy from day one. My mom took me to an Elvis concert when I was a kid. Okay, that's a lie. She went, but she was going to. She found a babysitter last minute. I'm just kidding. But that's how my mom was a maniac. She went to Elvis concerts as a kid. I was a kid when she went. She went to see the Beatles. If there was a concert, if there was a sporting event, my mom's a Connecticut Sun season ticket holder from the beginning. From the beginning, I've been going to games. My dad took me to every stadium he could take me to for road trips and vacations as a kid. I've been in it from day one, and I can tell you that Game Time has changed the game for me and millions of others like me who just want to go and create memories with the people we love at sporting events, at concerts, at comedy shows, at theater, whatever it is, wherever we go, we want to create those memories for a lifetime, and Game Time makes that experience so much better, so much easier, and so much more incredible. Like, for example, they had 50% off Diamondbacks Dodgers tickets on Labor Day. The top two teams, maybe in baseball right now, are playing each other in Arizona, and it's a 50% discount on Labor Day through Game Time. Where else are you going to find that? Where else are you going to find that? And I can answer that for you. You're not going to find it anywhere else but on Game Time. They have incredible features in the app. I'm playing in there all the time. I get in there and I forget that I'm there to buy tickets. I'm like, my son's going, Dad, did you get the tickets yet? And I'm going, oh, yeah. I'm looking at like the seat views in the app. I'm looking at the all-in pricing. I'm looking at the curation with the priority with Game Time picks, just showing you what you want and not wasting your time with any crap that so many other. I mean, how many times you just waste your time and you leave frustrated and you don't end up with the tickets? Never happens on Game Time. Panoramic views of every seat in the app. Lowest price guarantee, or you get 110% of the difference. You get your purchase covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. You get all-in pricing and you get Game Time picks, which is unbelievable. It makes getting tickets for your favorite live events even easier. It filters everything out to just show you incredible deals on great seats. That's what Game Time is all about. When you get to the long and short of it, enjoy the sports and events you love the best possible way, making that experience of buying tickets, which used to be obnoxious and annoying at best sometimes, and making it fun, exciting, and something you actually look forward to with Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. What time is it? Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, very easy. Create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase with Game Time. Take a quick breath here. I love talking about our sponsors. We have some great props to our sales team, David Locke and everybody at Locked On Tegna. Here's what we do, right? Here's what we do. We have companies who are sponsoring us. They're the companies who sports fans want to deal with. And that's one thing that I love. I mean, so many people in this business, I've been in this business forever. It's sometimes tough to get them to see the way things are supposed to be done. Not Locked On. Everything's on point from the second I got here. Every single thing, from the way they do it right from the top on down. And it's just, I mean, eBay Motors and Prize Picks and, right there, little bang, little Game Time, FanDuel, Liquid IV, Supply House, you know what I'm saying? Stitch Fix, Booking.com. They're all incredible companies and resources for you as a sports fan to go and make sports better and enjoy them more and your life better. And I love that. I love that we have those types of sponsors, and I love doing the commercials for companies like that, so much so that I do them longer than I should, and I get in trouble. But I'll tell you this, they pay the bills around here, and you guys, I'm putting you on game. We're either talking about the Marlins and the Nationals, and we're talking about other things too. I like to put people on game. I like a late-night burger tonight in the 8th inning. Jake Berger, he's inspiring me, man. I might have to hit some place that doesn't sponsor the show, whose name I'm not going to say afterwards, and get one. But Jake Berger with a great job. Those two pitchers tonight, okay, Beozo's been phenomenal, and he reversed his last couple of bad outings for the Marlins. But a terrific win with, you think about it, Mackenzie Gore's throwing a perfect game in 5 innings against you, right? And you somehow scratch a run out against him, and his manager's dumb enough to take him out of the game. Under 100 pitches. Gift from God at that point, or the Nationals manager, more like, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, Jake Berger erases the pain and the misery of giving up another lead late, of finding another way to lose the game with that single. A big, big clutch single for Berger. I can't state that enough, man. Gore and Beozo were good. To have Beozo match Gore the way he did, to have the Marlins start scoring runs off that bullpen in the middle innings when they got a gift and they took him out and they got to him. They did a really good job there. They really did a nice job with Lopez, that double to center, scoring Jonah Bride. And then, you know what I mean? Berger's hit. They got to the bullpen. Fortes drove in a run off of Gore, and then he went to third. And I don't know why they took him, but they took him out. They did what they did. We need to get to the Phillies series. We need to get to it now because we're a little bit over. But I had to explain what really happened in this game. Sometimes it's a little bit over, but it has we just literally need to go through everything that happened in this game. So nice job by you for sticking around. You everydayers know we're going to get to the good stuff always. The Phillies are coming in, and this is pretty interesting to me right now because the Phillies with Suarez and Wheeler and Nola, those three were a lot different looking a couple of months ago when these two teams squared up. And I believe those were the three pitchers in a row, except Wheeler was game one. So Ranger Suarez, I think he was 9-2 or 9-3 to start the year. His ERA is still at 3.02, but he's 11-6 now. Okay. He's 11-6 now. He doesn't give up a lot of home runs. He strikes out a ton of hitters, but you can scratch runs across against him. Adam Oller was great for the Marlins his last time out, 1-1 with a 3.31 ERA. But last time out for Miami, Adam Oller was absolutely incredible. On August 30th against San Francisco, 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs. On August 25th against the Cubs, 5 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run. He had a bad start before that against Arizona on the 19th at home, lost 9-6 in that game. 4 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 5 runs, all earned. But his last two, you're talking 11 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, 14 strikeouts, 4 walks. He's been really good. So Oller is someone to keep your eye on moving forward for the Marlins for potential. And again, he's a free agent, clear off waivers, right? Taking on Ranger Suarez in game one. We'll get to the rest of the series the rest of the week. But in game one, Philly's a -225 favorite. The Marlins +185. Do not sleep on Oller. He's been pitching really well his last 2 starts. Ranger Suarez, his last time out, got ripped in 4 innings against the Braves, 4 earned runs. 2 times before that, 3 earned runs in 5 innings, and then 4 earned and 5 earned. So in his last 5 starts, he's had a 1 game going 5 innings, giving up 1 run. He's been getting ripped. I like the Marlins here. I like Oller in the pitching matchup. They've done well against the Phillies this year. Phillies up 5-4 in the season series, and they're supposed to be one of the best top 2 or 3 teams in baseball, right? The Marlins have played them well. So with that info, you take the +85, 185, and the over-under 7.5 in this game. All right? And the under is +105. I'm going Oller with the Marlins and the under. There you have it. Sometimes you just got to play those numbers, right? You just got to play those numbers. And when you do, where do you go? FanDuel. Hello. Come on. It all comes back full circle. Speaking of which, that's all there is, Fish fans. There is no more. That's my homage to my mentor, one of them, the Mad Dog, Jim Mandich, and Peachy Keen riding around with his windows down. After a Marlins win tonight, 4-3, it puts the Marlins at 1 win against the Nationals this season. They're 1-8 now, but hey, that 1 looks a lot better than that 0 next to the Crooked Snowman, right? 10th walk-off win of the year for Miami. That dub, throw them up. The most in the National League. X marks the spot. Why can't I say that? X marks the spot? Nah. X spots the mark, and he just deposits that ball right there in left field on that mark and wins the game for Miami. If you don't like Exhibit or you never watched Pimp My Ride, I don't know what to tell you. You should. But 8 was enough, meaning they lost 8 in a row against the Nats, and then in the 8th inning, they lost their lead, and then Berger got it back for them. Late night burger, baby. Hold the fixins. You got to have cheese on it. I'm very leery of anyone who eats a burger without cheese. I'm just saying. You can't trust a guy who doesn't drink a beer. Well, you can't trust a person who doesn't put cheese on a burger. So there you have it. Burger with the extra cheese tonight. Both starters were great, but in the end, the Marlins bullpen, a huge difference in the game, along with the clutch hitting of Jake Burger. And I'll tell you what, man, Xavier has been great all year. I mean, Xavier Edwards, what a find for the Marlins this year. And I can't wait to see him coming back. And I would love to have seen him at short, Arise at second, 1-2 in that lineup for a long. Oh, you don't trade the best hitter in baseball or the best closer. And they traded them both to the same team. Come on, man. Come on, Bendix. Anyway, whatever. Locked On Marlins Postcast. So grateful to have you here every day. Next podcast that you want to do is Locked On MLB with Sully. With everything coming up, he's got you covered, man. He's got and plus, like I said, have you ever, and the rock means ever, have you ever met a guy named Sully who you don't want to have a beer and talk baseball with? No, you haven't. Do it now. You're welcome. Locked On MLB with Sully. I'm Jim Greashopper. Call me Grease. We got an embarrassment of riches coming your way this week. Locked On Marlins Postcast every day. Locked On Marlins every day with Peter. How about this? Locked On Canes, Alex Dono. Locked On Dolphins, Kyle Krabs. Locked On Canes and Locked On Dolphins. Postcasts, yours truly. This weekend's going to be huge. Football season, enormous in South Florida. I'm on ESPN radio a couple of times every weekend, and I've told everyone who will listen, the Miami Hurricanes are going to play for a national championship this year. The Miami Dolphins might go to the Super Bowl this year, but no matter what happens, we've been starving. We've been famished. We might as well have been FAMU these last bunch of years. But the swagger's back, and QBU is back. And how about the Dolphins with Tua and that fleet of Lambos and Ferraris and cheetahs and wild dolphins swimming all over the earth? No one's going to be able to cover them. And then they have 3 running backs who run sub 4.5. Good luck stopping the Dolphins if they can block anybody. 3-step drops, 5-step drops for Tua and the Canes too. Going to be a great football season in South Florida, as baseball has been not so good. And we will be there every step of the way with the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I went way long on the shows. Hope you enjoyed the bonus content, but sometimes I just can't help myself. And I'll take one for the team on that one, meaning you guys, because I will take one on that. But nonetheless, we are done here. Thank you so much for watching Locked On Marlins Postcast. Jim Greaseover, call me Grease, at Jim Grease _. Be back tomorrow. First pitch at 6:40. The Phillies, Oler, Suarez, the big stars, Harper, Turner, Schwarber, who just had a 3-home run game. You might be seeing the National League's World Series rep this year in the Phillies. And the Marlins are in a position where with this weekend, dare I say, they could win the season series against the Philadelphia Phillies. Keep your game tight and your mind right, Fish fans. I am out because that is a mic drop. Good night. See you tomorrow. Locked On Marlins Postcast.